Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Live look at the radar. Heavy rain all across the state right now. It's really coming down out there.
And we begin the 10 o'clock news tonight with a weather impact alert. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The rain has been falling for hours now. It started just around the evening rush hour. Convenient.
Joining us right now, tracking all the rain, is Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
So, Rachel, when will the wet weather finally move out? No, I shouldn't say finally, but when will it move out of the area?
I think the worst is now through about midnight, so we don't have too much farther to go. But we could see the last raindrops fall at around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You can kind of see the back edge already in sight here. Danbury with over an inch of rain so far. But I wanted to show you where it is still raining heavily. We've got some downpours now, Shelton, Ansonia. That continues. Look at Guilford with some of those oranges and reds showing up. It's absolutely pouring in Heartland. Lighter rain right now in Hartford, but some downpours in Windham and Norwich all the way up the 395 corridor through Killingly and Putnam. So this is the back edge of the heavy stuff. Notice there's actually some lightning strikes going through Pennsylvania and upstate New York. This actually will lift north of Connecticut, so I don't expect us to get any thunder overnight, but a few hit or miss showers again after midnight. Temperatures are incredibly mild. We're in the upper 40s to low 50s across the state. The wind isn't too bad. There can be some occasional gusts to 40 or 45 miles an hour. You'll see we're close to 40 in Groton. The good news is we're not expecting outages to be an issue. It's really just a wet and windy night. Overnight lows kind of stay where they are, near 50 degrees. Tomorrow we wake up to clouds and fog, very warm. There might be some midday brightening, and there is a chance for a late day or evening shower in spots as temperatures start to fall. We'll talk about what comes next coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. A Connecticut cold case solved after a quarter of a century. DNA evidence has confirmed a woman living in Mexico was kidnapped from New Haven in 1999.
Fox 61's Bridget Bureau is following the case, and she joins us now live in studio with more. Bridget.
Well, Brent, Sarah, behind me is the picture of what Andrea Michelle Reyes looked like when she was just 23 months old. Police say her mother, who did not have custody, broke into her father's home and took her. 25 years later, New Haven police say a forensic lab in Texas finally cracked this case. Police say Reyes was taken to Puebla, Mexico. So let's put up a map on the screen to show you exactly how far that is from New Haven. Her father had searched for his little girl for years, but with no luck. He never heard from his daughter until recently when New Haven PD relaunched an investigation back in 2023. A sample of Reyes' DNA was compared to her father's. Turns out it was a match. Police say Reyes still lives in Mexico today, now as a 27-year-old woman. So still a lot of questions tonight about what development led police to reopen the case and whether Reyes' mother will face any charges for that abduction. New Haven police will be holding a press conference on the case this coming Wednesday. They don't want to talk until that time, but we are expecting a lot of developments, and we will be following it here on Fox 61, Brent.
Will be interesting to see what happens. Bridget, thank you. 3 people are recovering from significant injuries tonight after a crash in North Branford. Police and fire officials responded to Foxon and Doral Road around 3 this afternoon. One of the passengers in the car had to be cut out. The road was shut down between Forest and Caputo Road, but has since reopened. The cause of the crash is under investigation now. Well, new tonight, Hartford police says it's investigating a complaint of larceny at the Holy Trinity Church in Hartford. That's where a priest was put on administrative leave after accusations of stealing money from the church. Father Charles Jacobs has been on leave since last month. The Archdiocese of Hartford says Father Jacobs admitted to taking money from the church and using it for his own personal use. And 2 teenage boys are accused of trying to steal a car from a school parking lot in Berlin. It happened around 9 this morning at Hubbard Elementary School. Security called police and told them what the teens looked like. Police found the 13-year-old and 15-year-old near Savage Hill Road in Berlin. They say the teens are not from Berlin. Both face charges, including criminal mischief.
Well, police in Groton need your help identifying a bank robber. Investigators released this photo for us. This is at the M&T Bank on Long Hill Road this afternoon. Officers Officers say the person pulled out a gun, took some cash, but they're not saying how much, and then ran out the building. Anyone with information should give Groton Police a call. The Integrated Refugee and Immigrant Services, also known as IRIS, will be closing its New Haven office next month. The organization says this is to reduce operation expenses after a sudden drop in federal funding. The center's last day of operation will be April 30th. The organization says it still plans to meet with its clients even after that center closes.
And trending tonight, a rock and roll legend took to the mic in Connecticut today, but there was no music involved in this production. Rolling Stones guitarist and longtime Connecticut resident Keith Richards received the first ever Governor's Award of Excellence. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro was at the ceremony at the Westport Library.
To quote the title of an album by the Rolling Stones, it's only rock and roll, but receiving this new Governor's Award of Excellence proves that Keith Richards' career is about much more than just the music. Governor Lamont says the honor is meant to celebrate those who epitomize Connecticut's core values of generosity, creativity, and passion.
Thank you very, very much.
Set to the beat of claps from the crowd.
Here's to our greatest rock and roller in history, Keith Richards.
Governor Ned Lamont and his wife Ann presented rock and roll icon Keith Richards with the Connecticut Governor's Award of Excellence.
I'd like to say thank you to you all, and thank you to the state of Connecticut.
Outside the Westport Library, proof that Richards still knows how to draw a crowd.
Huge fans. When I was driving here, I missed you, Rizzo. So I was driving down the road thinking, ooh, 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 ooh. So.
Local fans, Amy and Carol, were two of several who gathered to catch a peek at the superstar walking in.
Mission accomplished. And he was lovely. He gave us a big smile and wave. He's so cute.
Richards has lived in Connecticut since 1985. Since then, he's been a supporter of organizations like Richfield-based Sphere, along with the Prospector Theater in Richfield, both of which work to enrich the lives of people with disabilities.
I was interested when the kids were young. I said, I've got to get the kids out of New York City before, they don't get any fresh air at all. So we moved up here, and ever since then we've had a great life.
A life defined by the music that's inspired generations.
I've been inspired by the Rolling Stones for 50 years.
And even after more than 60 years, Richards is still hoping to inspire, sharing this message about book bans and the importance of public libraries.
Without our books, and without knowing things, and without their special meaning, it's very important that we keep our books unburnt.
That message was met with another honor.
And that is your own newly minted Westport Library card.
Richards was also presented with a proclamation offering him a key to the state. So safe to say there was plenty of satisfaction to be had around here. Reporting in Westport, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61.
Well, it's Women in Construction Week, and we talked with two female workers in a male-dominated field of construction. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot spoke with these local employees and how they're making an impact.
According to the U.S. Department of Commerce, 1 in 7 women work in the construction industry. Among those workers are Chesley Sannon and Rebecca Lacey, who work in the HVAC and electrical field. They also say there's no better feeling than completing a job for a customer who's happy and satisfied.
I love walking away and knowing that the customer is satisfied. The customer is like, oh my God, thank you so much. I've had other companies come, they were not able to do much, but you guys came and show up.
Chesley Sannon has been an electrician for 5 years. She says prior to working for Medford Wellington Service, she didn't feel supported.
The licensed electrician that I worked under as an apprentice, he didn't believe anything about women being in a trade. He more believes so a woman's role is at home and cooking and cleaning, so he treated me pretty rough.
Her coworker Rebecca Lacey, an HVAC technician, said the pushback isn't as bad today as years ago.
Not in the last 10 years, I would say. I've been doing this for 15 years, and when I first started, there was a little bit of resistance from older male counterparts, but Not in the last 10 years.
Ron Digby, an HVAC field service director, said there's a stereotype when it comes to construction workers, and women in the field change that narrative.
You don't have to be some burly, grumpy man to do this stuff for a living. The money's not in the brawn, it's in the brains. You come on here, you're a smart individual, you have tenacity, accountability, and a great attitude, and the sky's the limit for you.
And to those women and girls inspired to follow in their footsteps.
Don't act like a Miss Know-It-All. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because any questions that you have, there is definitely an answer to. So that's one thing I teach myself on a daily basis.
If you're interested in applying for a job, you can find the link at fox61.com. In Rocky Hill, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.